This live stream is titled The Weirdest Tragic Day of My Life. So I'm getting ready to talk about uh, the date, June 14th, 2026. So June 14th is my birthday. And apparently, I just found my dad and he was deceased on my birthday. So this shit is weird. I guess let's start with the stress. The whole month of June, we could start with that. So that most recent holiday that just passed, I think it was Memorial Day. Uh it's like right before the 1st of June or something. Apparently I got fired from a cab company. So uh I did a video about that. It was just some weird shit going on. And the first few days of June, I was like dizzy as shit. I was trying to figure out like what the fuck I'm gonna do. I gotta take care of my pops. I got uh what is it? I think it was like a little over 10,000 saved up from working from January 15th of 2026 to Memorial Day of 2026. So in that short amount of time, uh I accomplished a lot. I kept working and working and working and working at the cab company. All these hours, um, as much as I can, 7 days a week. And I caught up on last year's rent at the house that I live at with my little brother and Jillian, which is our mother. And it was like 6 months past due for last year. And then I paid the first 6 months of this year. So all of that was caught up. The rent was $350 a month because it's like a busted house. So, or I should say, yeah, outdated, underdeveloped. But yeah, it was still a home and a house, and it kept us protected from inclement weather. So we survived. Uh, so I paid that off. And then my sister, she screwed over my pops. Apparently, she was like holding one of his apartment units hostage. So money didn't even come in. And she was living rent free for years. So uh, at some point, she stopped staying there. I didn't even know it until the day of my dad's death. And her baby daddy told me that she doesn't stay there. So now nobody wants to pay for the funeral. This is after June 14th. So today's date is the 17th of June. And everybody crying broke. People with money in the bank, crying broke. Uh, it was pretty disgusting and pathetic, yo. If a dad like mine helped you like make a shitload of money, like everybody should be racing to pay the funeral costs. Like, here you go. I got money. I got money. Here, here, here. Take it. So apparently that shit's not happening. It's all this weird attacks against me, but I'm the one that's managing the funeral and I'm the one without the money. So there's a couple things I'm noticing. But anyway, uh, so while paying for food out of my pocket to support my little brother and Jillian, uh, while saving up in that short time frame, I managed to save $10,000. So I would say 6,000, or no, probably like 5,000 would be mine. Another 5,000 is taxes, right? So I would say I saved up 5,000. So I got fired that week, and I'm like just processing shit. I'm like, yo, I'm in a bad situation. I need to figure out what to do. So I go buy a car that Saturday after Memorial Day, and it's a lease. So I put like uh 6,000 down. I paid for taxes, title, insurance, and it was like $8,000 altogether. So I had like $2,000 left. So I bought a GoPro cam, not a GoPro, a dash cam camera because I'm trying to do Uber. So now I got like 1,500 left. And within that time frame, I was eating. So I'm down to like $1,000 right now as of this date. So that's all I got to my name. So the tragic day, man. Friday, well, the whole week before June 14th. So that Monday, uh, I started, no, I didn't start. That Monday, I kept pushing myself to do this, global repairs. Trump is damaging the economy. I'm fixing it. So, um, a lot of people are victims. Like everybody that's screwing me over is a victim of Trump. My dad is a victim of Trump. I am a victim of Trump. Veterans are a victim of Trump. So, um, that right there, right, the whole week I'm doing my political work. Friday comes along, and I ended up working till like 4 or 5 in the morning doing like research and figuring stuff out because I'm under a lot of stress. And Saturdays, I'm supposed to food shopping for my dad. So I was struggling. So I got up, I think I had to go buy food real quick for my little brother and Jillian because that's what I do. That's the norm. I make sure the house I'm in is situated, then I go check on my dad because they both have like mental health issues. Like, not my dad, my mom or Jillian and my little brother. And uh, I start my day like that. So Saturday, the day before my birthday, uh, after I did that errand, I laid down and I was struggling to get up. I was like, yo, I'm tired. So Tammy, my friend Tammy, she calls me for my birthday. She was like, hey, happy birthday. I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it." She was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm laying down." She was like, "Oh." So I told her I was a little tired. I'm like trying to sleep. So I figured I'll lay down and I'll automatically wake up in a couple hours and um I'll go uh take care of my dad. I'll get his food and stuff. So apparently I ended up waking up at like 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, oh shit, it's too late. The stores are closed. And I figure if I call my dad at that time, he'll be sleeping. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna wake him up. So the last thought I had that night, I was like, that's weird. Normally my dad would call me and check on me. Because he knows it's Saturday. And like he didn't call me. So Sunday morning comes around and I'm like, yo, I gotta go. Something's happening. So I take care of the household that I'm at, and then uh I go get my hair cut, then I leave because I had plans to go out for my birthday after I leave my dad's. So I thought the issue was like his phone, like he just had issues with his phone, like it's dead. Cause sometimes he doesn't know how to use his phone or something. So I'm like, all right. So I get to my dad's house after I get my hair cut, and I finally took pictures of the car. I was like, I'm about to go show my dad my car. So I took a couple pictures before I went in, and then as I walked in, it was like the most messed up thing ever, yo. So my dad was sitting on the bed, and his hand was like this, like he's laid back, but his feet was like touching the ground, and basically he was unresponsive. So uh my brain was focusing on like economic money and math for years, like 10 years straight, dealing with Donald Trump, trying to fix the damages he did. So my brain wasn't like automatically ready for CPR or anything. So it was like, I was like, all right, what do I do? What do I do to myself? So I like checked on him, tried to wake him up. I was like, yo, dad. So it's called a sternum rub. And I uh I texted all my sisters that my dad, I think I was like, dad died. Uh, and then I called 911. I was like, I think my dad is dead or something. Can you send an ambulance? And then I just went to compressions. So I'm like trying compressions on his chest. And no. I went and I unlocked the door. And then I came back and I started doing compressions. So I'm doing the compressions, and it's like there's like little cracks in his chest. And I'm like, oh shit, that's not good. So um it's like I backed off a little bit and I just like stopped. And then I was like assessing him, looking around, and I realized like his fingers, they wasn't blue. Cause I remember I was on an ambulance one time and I was fucking around and I pumped up the BP cuff and my hand started turning blue and purple. I was like, yo, check this shit out to my partner. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh shit, I think it's still possible that he could still be alive. So I checked his body, and it's like it was warm. So I called 911 back. I was like, yo, I think my dad is still alive. I just need an AED. I'm doing chest compressions. So I started like working my dad's chest up until like the ambulance. I started hearing the ambulance. So I was like pumping, pumping, pumping. And then they was at the back door, but they was knocking on the wrong door. So I had to leave and then I had to open the back door, even though it was unlocked. And I was like, yo, come in, come in, come in. So the lady came in. I was like, what do you need me to do? Just ask me. So I let both of them work on my dad. So when she plugged up the uh, defibrillator, it was nothing. He was already gone. So that's my tragic day, right? So apparently, this baby daddy of my sisters, his name's Pierre. Uh, he showed up out of the blue. The cops had showed up, and I was talking to the cops had showed up, and I was talking to the cops, and um, so while I'm talking to the cops, Pierre shows up, but I didn't notice he was standing there. He was just like listening what I'm saying. And then all of a sudden, like I noticed him over my shoulders. So he uh I was at the point where I was saying, yeah, my dad didn't have any medicine. He's a diabetic or whatever, and the economy was jacked up. But this dude, Pierre, that's around that time, that's when he walked between me and the cops and like I started laughing. Because he heard what I said, and it's like this piece of shit, yo. My dad helped them build up a real estate portfolio, and his brothers are in it. His and I guess maybe his sister or something, but they all have real estate portfolios. And my dad started that with him, right? So if you have a handyman that could do bathrooms, kitchens, roofs, siding, windows, doors, framing, and you pay him like a cheap Mexican while you take out the equity and build up your portfolio, that shit is fucked up. So the reason why my dad helped him out is because Pierre was the father of my dad's granddaughter, and my dad was like, "Okay, I'm gonna help you out. You know, you're the dad of my granddaughter." So while Trump is trying to murder everybody, Pierre with the money, he's like cutting off the money that he was always helping my dad out with. He's like keeping it back in his pocket. So he was helping out with one of the properties. It's my dad's first property that he came to this country with, and he bought as an immigrant, and he fixed it up a little bit, and that was the first house we moved into. So it's years of wear and tear, normal wear and tear. So it needs work, and the rent is cheap. So um, the mortgage on it is like 500 a month, and Pierre, uh, I can't remember if the cops had, yeah, the cops had left. So after the cops left, Pierre, he was like real jolly about this shit. He was like, "Yeah, man, I stopped paying that Cleveland house, man. It's 3 months past due. You got to do something about that." Like right after the fucking cops left, yo. I was like, "Wow, yeah, I got it. Okay." So this dude, man. So over the years, technically, my dad would have been capable of uh getting medicine for the diabetes and stuff, uh, if Pierre kept on, like, helping out. So, if you have, like, 30, 40 properties, right? You could assign at least 5 of them to help out somebody that helps you out and build up your portfolio and make sure they're healthy, wealthy, and comfortable with life. So Pierre ain't do that shit. So me and my dad was struggling the whole time. And the first during COVID, right? Trump was in Trump was doing his weirdness and he was doing a lot of damages and we didn't have money. So I was like, you know what, dad, the best bet is if my dad, the 1 year after COVID, my dad almost died of sepsis. And then he was, he left the hospital, he recovered. And then, we was caring for him the whole time. So, well, I was his healthcare caretaker person. So I was like, yo, I don't have no money coming in. And these properties, I wouldn't want a piece of shit like Trump taking it from the family, buying it up because Trump is crashing the economy on purpose and he's stealing people's money, properties, and all kinds of stuff. So I was like, hey, the best bet is for uh my dad to put it in Cian's name, which is Pierre's daughter, which is my sister's daughter. And Pierre could like manage it, I guess. So the years are going by after COVID, 1 year after COVID, the years are going by and it's going by and my dad's not working. He lost his vision for the past 2 years because he couldn't go outside. The sun was too bright and he just couldn't work anymore. So Pierre just like cut him off, yo. Kind of, sort of. Because he's like still trying to help manage the property and he's like putting up some money. But the amount of money he's putting up, he's like harassing my dad to be repaid. I was hearing him on the phone with my dad after my dad lost his vision and can't work for Pierre anymore. Pierre is calling my dad saying, "Yo, man, you owe me money, man. This is getting expensive, man. When you gonna pay me? Um, like I can't keep doing this, man. Like, what's going on?" So that was the most fucked up shit ever, yo. While caring for my dad, and on the day my dad passed away, this motherfucker, after he told me, "Yeah, I stopped paying the Cleveland house. It's past due. It's like 3 months. You got to do something about it." After that conversation, he gonna tell me about the property my dad just passed away in, which is a different one. So this is property number 2. That's all my dad has in his life in America. 2 property. So the one my dad passed away in, he was like, "Yeah, man, yeah, we gotta get this Alma under control, yo. Yeah, so why don't you put this in my daughter's name and I'll help you out?" Yo, I laughed at that motherfucker, yo, and I called his ass a fucking clown, yo. And I was like, how about we just give it to Jillian, which is the crazy wife of my dad's, and everybody is always against her. So how about we do that? Yeah, I think that's a better plan. So I kept this shit moving, yo. He walked off or whatever. But here's the kicker, yo. Every time I mention to him, right, that my dad helped you build up your real estate portfolio, he says, quote unquote, right, your dad never helped me. I paid him. He said that multiple times, yo. So how the fuck are you paying somebody that's not helping you? This shit makes no fucking sense. So this is the works of Pierre and his deeds and his behavior and characteristics and the experience of misery that he gifted me and my dad during a Great Depression that was caused by Trump. And yeah, that was a bizarre birthday experience in 2026, yo. I lost my dad, uh, my brother-in-law. I don't use that shit, so Pierre. did some weird shit, said some weird shit, and then the stress kept piling on because in addition to that, uh, he was crying broke about how he doesn't want to help out with the funeral. So he's tripping about a $10,000 funeral, man. Yo, I told my dad, I was like, "Yo, Dad, I know Pierre fucked us over, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work really hard, just like I did at the cab company with Uber, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put $5,000 off of that um, mortgage on the investment property, which makes zero money because you can't have a high rent on it. It needs a lot of work. So I'm gonna bring down the debt on it so we could have some kind of money. And I would work like 16, 17 hours a day. Well, Uber says they limit you at 12. But I'll work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for the next 6 months, 6, 7 months, just to make that happen for my dad and make his life easier, yo. And the shit is like ridiculous, man. So these people with money, siblings, yo, two sisters and a brother and Pierre, uh, they're all comfortable financially. And they can't come up with like $6,000 to properly $7,000 really bury my dad. So they want to do this quickie, cheap um, funeral, cremation, the cheapest one. I initially made that suggestion because the embalming process, I wasn't sure what was going on. So I was like, this needs to be hurry up like fast. And, the less work involved, uh, it ends up being cheaper or whatever. But I was more concerned of the embalming process because I didn't know anything about it. And I had initially set that up. So I'm realizing as I'm writing the obituary, I'm like, my sister's acting weird as shit. It's like she don't want nothing to be told about my dad helping me and me fixing the world. And I'm thinking like, yo, something ain't right. So I called the funeral director home and I started like talking to them. And then I started getting an understanding of the differences in the services and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, no, I don't want that cheap stuff. I want to try to go for a regular cremation. I don't need the memorial service thingy majig, just a cremation where you dress up the body, you do the online thing, people could see it. Um, he looks presentable in clothes and stuff like that. And um, like I wanted to do it proper, yo. That's my dad. And he did good work on this planet. He raised me. And that's an honorable man, yo. Prestigious. And he's better than Jesus, Mary, Joseph, God, Zeus, all these people, yo. And I want to make sure I send him off right and properly. So while I'm trying to set this up, I'm getting attacks from my sisters, both of them, and it's like this shit is disgusting and ridiculous, yo. So um, they're just fucking weird, man. I want to get this shit over and done with and just like separate myself permanently. Can you imagine a man being a multi-billionaire going through some shit like this? And his sisters are bragging, yeah, that's my brother, yo. That's my brother. Yeah, he fixed the whole world. He's a billionaire. And I don't want to have shit to do with them. That shit is fucking weird. So I don't think it's a bragging situation about them no more because it's a done deal. This shit was disgusting and weird. So there was a lot of ignorance that's taking place. And I guess I want to finish this up with providing information to help out anybody out there in this situation because um my mother slash Jillian, uh she is a dangerous female and the whole family knows it. And it's like during COVID, yo, even though she's crazy, right? My brother is a diagnosed schizophrenic and it's like major depression. So he doesn't leave the house, he doesn't do anything. He speaks and but he doesn't interact and he doesn't talk to you. He talks to himself. There you go. So, um, at least I know she fed him, yo. She was always like getting him food, even though she's like calling him a bum and disgusting and stuff like that. She's verbally abusive and she's dangerous because she does like false accusations. So one time she told me she would like hit me and call the cops and say I hit her and she's like crazy. So these are my options, man. So because this crazy woman during COVID, I know she's always feeding my brother, like getting him food, getting me food. I'd rather go through the probate part, right? And just life let life take its course because she's entitled to half of whatever we get. So if it's like $20,000, I know she'll use that $20,000 to make sure my little brother eats every single day because my sister didn't give two fucks and Pierre didn't give two fucks. And I mean, the only my dad, and my mom was the main ones helping my little brother out. So after Jillian passes away, um, I'm gonna have to be Miguel's caretaker. So if I pass away, Jillian becomes Miguel's caretaker. And I just hope that he ends up in a safe space. Like I gotta like work on this situation stuff. And I found this so interesting, y'all. I've been doing this rescue work for years, and I raised $0 trying to protect kids from being sexually assaulted, right? Because some people might think I'm a scam, but people are getting scammed because they are chasing sex. So they are falling for these love traps, and a lot of them are scams. So can y'all do the math on that one, y'all? Like they didn't fall for my scam, which ain't a scam. I raised 0 fucking dollars, y'all, for my rescue operations, and I work tirelessly, or I work near 69 days a week, 365, 9 years straight. I raised $0, man. Even though I put it out there trying to raise money, I raised 0 fucking dollars. It's disgusting, yo. So, this is my live stream. Uh, a tragic situation, and I don't know. I don't know anybody else that will experience this experience. So it's a once in a lifetime, once in a million years or a billion years situation. And that's all I got. EJ Wiley got to go.